Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, and we can figure that out. We're highly capable, dynamic women. Okay,
I do
here we
have
go.
the software for it. I just have to get it going.
Okay, are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay, welcome to the
Oh,
Valentine. What?
let me, let me fix the light.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm so glad we're recording all this. So,
It's
people, if you are watching this piece, if we have kept this piece,
a good
this
thing.
is how our kitchen confidentials go. It's kind of like I've invited my insane friend over, and she's
Well,
getting distracted by the
indeed,
shiny things in the house. So she wanders off, and then she comes back again. Look, she's back.
I'm gonna have to fix the lighting situation here, but it's okay for now, right?
It's totally fine. And we're keeping this part of the video because I've just said my
No.
yes, my crazy insane friend has come over, but she's got distracted. She'll come back and sit down and have her cup of tea or coffee soon.
Let's not be ableist. I'm eccentric, which I really like because it's like eccentric. It's like off the circle.
Yeah. Oh, I would. And, funnily enough, my kids always said that. They're like, you're not like normal mums. And I went, oh, thank goodness. Yay. Anyhow, let's try our introduction again. We ready? Welcome to Kitchen Confidentials, Valentine's Day edition. So, boys and girls, today we're going to talk about love, love,
No.
love, love. And, and every time I say that phrase, let's talk about that song, the old Salt Pepper song comes in. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that can be. Let's talk about sex. So there we go.
I feel deprived. I don't know that song.
You don't know that song? I think it came out in the late 90s. And
Mm,
it was Salt and Pepper, and it was let's talk about sex, but it wasn't, it was very educational.
mm.
It was a very strong song. And it stuck in my head for years. And every time I say the phrase, let's talk about that song, let's talk about sex, baby.
Think of worse things to come up.
Yeah, could have did what's the other one that tends to come up? Um, Whips and chains excite me.
How am I not surprised, Jenny?
I know, you know. Okay. Anyhow, let's talk about love. What would you like to talk about, darling? Come
Well,
on, don't go too serious. Not today on Valentine's. Not when I just sang you a Valentine's song.
serious, not too serious. Well, I read the other day that the Greeks have many, 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 many different words for love. And I know that that's true because I was married to a Greek for a while. So I know several words. But I did think it was interesting because there are such different kinds of love. And we tend to just throw it all into one codependent bucket.
Yeah, really. I mean, it is like think, and I thought I read somewhere too that the Inuits have multiple different words for
I thought
love.
that was for snow, but maybe it's
Oh,
for love.
could have been, could have been. Well, maybe they love snow. I don't know. But it is, it's true. Like, think about it. You know, we say to our children, I love you. We say to our pets, I love you. We say to our friends, I love you. We say to our partners, I love you. It's one freaking word and it holds like so much. And this, I think this is why it screws people up. Like, I will happily say to people, I remember saying that to a friend who happened to be female and very homophobic.
Mm.
And I visited them, and as I'm leaving, gave her a big hug, and I went, "Love you," and her whole body went, "What?" And I went, "What? You said you love me." And I went, "Yes." I need to be clear. I don't do women. And I went, "I need to be clear that even if I did, I wouldn't do you." You
Well, that
know,
was an appropriate response.
but it was so fascinating that she immediately took it in a sexual way,
Right, right,
you
right.
know.
Well, I think it's the same as our emotions, which should probably be another episode because we tend to just throw all of our emotions into one big bucket.
Yeah,
But we can talk about that another time. But with
exactly. That's a big bucket, man. We're gonna have to figure out that one,
it's
you
big.
know. But oh, and I saw somebody posted on Facebook. It's a bit shocked. This was a very dynamic, creative woman that I know. And I think she's in her early 50s. And she's like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, and I have no partner. Should I give up?
Ay, ay, ay.
And I went, to
She
me,
was she wasn't joking.
no, she wasn't. I I had so many responses come up in my head, and I'm like, "Da-da!" And it's like public domain, Jen. This would be a private message. Yeah. But yeah, and I thought, wow, so you're defining yourself based on the fact that you don't have a man.
Mhm, mhm. Well, that's the
So
patriarchy, right?
yeah,
Because we're
yeah,
missing our head, right? According to some Christian beliefs, our head is
yeah,
gone.
yes, yeah, well,
Although, the Greeks, why are we talking about the Greeks so much? The Greeks say that the man is the head,
yeah,
but the woman is the neck.
mhm.
And she turns him which way he needs to go.
Right. So well, I don't like that imagery of being a headless person.
But that's what we get, isn't it? Right? Because codependency, right?
Mhm.
We have to have someone else because all of the solutions to all of our problems are out there, and there's somebody who's going to come and save us anytime,
Right.
anytime now.
Well, and it's really interesting because if you go look through the kind of archetypes within fairy tales
Hmm.
and myth, um, it's only been in about the last 100 years that most of the stories, the female is, we use words like she was beautiful, she was caring, very physically descriptive words of
Mhm.
the woman, but she needs rescuing. Well, as
Yeah.
if you go back into the old, old fairy tales,
Yep.
the- they don't, the external is not really commented on. It's she was fierce, she was cunning. And cunning is a very positive word,
Mhm.
though the patriarchy has made it as in manipulation. But these women didn't need rescuing,
Right.
and so think about it, for like over 100 years, all the fairy tales that we've been exposed to are like, I mean, look at the Red Riding Hood. I'm going to grandma's house. Oh, there's a wolf. And oh my goodness, a big hunter has to come and save me. But if you go into the old, old French version, it doesn't work that way, you
Doesn't
know?
she kill the wolf and like slice its stomach open?
Yeah, yeah, and so this is the whole thing. And go on a date. Oh, go on an online dating site. And no, but seriously, go have a look at some of them
Oh,
where men are going, I'm this, I have a great job,
I'll have a
I can,
fish.
I have a fish, and I'm looking for someone to complete me. And to me, that's red flag.
Oh
Run
yeah.
in the opposite direction.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, like,
But if I may get a little bit serious here, I mean, our society says we're not complete without the other person. But why do we even fall for that? Right? It's because our society is based on separation, right?
mhm,
Where we're not part of things. We're separate. We're these, molecules floating around in a senseless world. But that's what comes across. We're not complete. We're broken, and we need
mhm,
somebody to come and pick up all of the pieces. But we're longing for the wholeness that comes with the connection to purpose, right?
mhm.
we are missing the wholeness that comes from being sovereign within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
we're taught to look outside for it.
Oh, huge, huge. It's always continually, okay, so even if take it down to a base level, I'm feeling sad. I need to solve this. I need something out there to solve it. So, oh, it's going to be food, or it's going to be Netflix, or it's going to be booze, but I need that to fill this, as opposed to, okay, I feel, and it's interesting because in Gaelic Irish, you don't say I feel sad. It's there is a sadness upon me.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So you can work with it. It's not you are, but anyhow, so this to me, I'm calling this Love Day as opposed to Valentine's. And
Oh,
it's about self-love. Because if this vessel, this gorgeous vessel you're in, sorry, I had to love my vessel. Um, if this vessel is not full
mhm,
with like your own sense of worth
mhm,
and value and sovereignty,
mhm.
then how on earth do you have a healthy relationship with others if you're not having a healthy relationship with yourself?
Absolutely. Yep,
To
yep.
me, it all the love piece starts here. The more I love me, and
Mhm.
that's not selfish. I said that to somebody the other day, and they're like, well, that's very selfish. And I went, no, no, that's you being indoctrinated to believe that women are meant to give, 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 give. I am. I'm giving to myself so that fills my well, so then I have more to give to others.
Exactly. Instead of trying to scrape the bottom of an empty vessel, as we tend to do.
Right? And go, look, I've given you everything, and oh, you're drenched for what? You know,
Yeah.
sorry. As opposed to I have filled myself up and I am overflowing. So I
Mm,
have lots to give because I continually am in relationship with self and divine,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
one of the difficulties that my clients have is honoring themselves, right? One of the things that I ask them to do is to create beauty around
Hmm.
themselves, right?
Hmm.
To create things that they look at it and it just makes them happy. And I say, what if you had this extraordinary person coming to your house who is going to give these beautiful gifts to the world and you needed to prepare a space for her to be able to operate? That's the way that you got to think.
I love that. I love that. And it's somebody said to me, what are you going to do for Valentine's Day? I said, oh, so many wonderful things. One, I'm going to take my doggos out for a yomp. The one can't yomp. She has no balls. Um, so no yomping for the next bit. But I'm going to do that. And then this evening, I've already planned as if I were cooking a romantic dinner for the love of my life, which I am. I'm cooking it for me. Um, I planned an amazing meal. I've got the house set up with candles. There's a beautiful bottle of wine. I'm going
Mm,
to paint my toenails. I have a playlist ready. I am going to love myself silly this evening and really just revel in that space and that beauty and that joy,
mhm.
you know?
I love it. Because then you're going to come out of that just feeling so fulfilled and warm and loved. And then
Hmm.
you're going to be able to produce beautiful things because your soul is free and you're not desperately scrabbling for the scraps, right?
Can
Every
I
day.
please have you? Can I have your crust, please?
More, please.
Oh my goodness, they're 4 weeks old. They're a bit. I, no, and it's true. So, okay, what would a call to action be for our wonderful clients, the women we know? What would a call to action be for them?
To prepare their space for someone they love very deeply and they want to make happy.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
remember, you know, my ex was very not romantic, you know, after the first 9 months. And so at a certain point, I started buying myself flowers.
Hmm.
And every week I would go out and buy flowers. Yeah, yeah.
Every
Because it
every
made me
week.
really happy. And yeah, I do this all the time, actually. I love springtime because I see
Yes.
all the neighborhood flowers.
You rape and pillage other people's yards. I do too.
Well, I don't go onto their property, so I don't think they'll object.
Yeah.
And it's mostly, honestly, like these sweet peas are weeds. So, but in any way,
Yeah.
I have these all over the house.
Yeah.
I
Same.
get
Like,
when I look
and
at.
I have flowers there. I have tulips in the living room. Oh, and look at these babies.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Flowers everywhere. So I think also another piece of the call to action would be, what is something loving you can do for yourself today?
Mhm.
What is something, as opposed to waiting, and here we get into that expectation, right? I mean, I see so many couples, male and female, I'm not just specifying women, who are disappointed because they have the expectation. And especially if we start playing with love languages, right? If
Mhm.
their main love language is gifts
Mhm.
and their partner's main love language is acts of service.
Mhm.
So, he's cooking a lovely meal, but he's bought no gifts, or she, I mean, I'm not specifying gender, has bought no gifts. One person is going to be disappointed because they had an expectation,
Right, right.
right? So, I think what I would invite all women to do today is go, what is something I would love? Or if somebody were to do this for me, what would I love? Well, I would love to have some flowers and go buy yourself flowers. I would love to have a nice meal, then cook yourself a nice meal.
Mhm.
Treat yourself like the love of your life, right? I love your sexy being.
Yeah, and I'll tell you from personal experience, at the beginning, it's going to feel weird and kind of
Mm.
like performative.
Oh, yeah.
The more you do it and the more you cultivate beauty around
Hmm.
you, right? The more you will begin to do that for yourself and it'll just become part of you. And that's what's
Yeah.
going to fill you up and allow
Yes.
you to do the good work that needs to be done.
Yeah. And I remember a mentor of mine years ago giving me the mirror exercise.
Hmm. Oh, that one's really hard when you first do it.
Yeah, where you have to stand and look in the mirror and you have to say to yourself, minimum of 10 times, I love you. And the first few days, I was like, I love you. But it's no, you have to look in your eyes.
Yep.
And by about day 4, I
Mhm.
think I went to say it and I burst into tears. There was this beautiful opening of, that little inner kid that had never felt that.
Oh.
And we did a transformative process when I used to help facilitate Enlightened Warrior, and it was called The Beauty I See in You.
Mhm.
And so we were working with like 400 people, and it was a transformative week. And you'd have lines of chairs, so 2 lines of chairs, and they were facing each other, right? And one row, people would go sit, and they'd have their hands like this.
Mhm.
And these people, that line would not move. The other row would fill with people, and they too would hold hands.
Mhm.
And the person who was not going to move would start with, and you didn't even know this person
Mhm.
opposite you. And you really just sat there and you looked into their eyes and you just waited until you could say, the beauty I see in you is, and speak to that.
Mm.
And then the
Oh.
person opposite would do the same. And then that row would move down one. The breakthroughs that happened in that process to hear. I mean, you heard from 150, 200 people the beauty that they saw in you, even if they didn't know you.
Mm,
right? And this is why, you know, the words we say are so important to ourselves and to others, you know,
mhm,
acknowledging the beauty. Like this afternoon, I will be down on one of the streets here where the homeless populace is really high. And they're all living on the street in the tents. And I've made oatmeal dark chocolate cranberry cookies.
mm,
And I just go wandering around and I chat and I offer out bickies. And I do this every damn year because it's so important to see the person and not judge the person. Like, I don't know their story. I don't know why they're living in a tent.
mhm.
But to just let them know they're seen, they're heard, they're valued, they're loved,
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
right?
Everybody needs that. And
All
how
we
many
need
of us
is
got it?
love to
How many
believe.
of us got it as children?
Right? Well, and that's the other thing too, is when you do that inner child work and you realize that you didn't get that. So as opposed to trying to find somebody else to do it for you, do parent yourself,
Mhm. Yep.
mother yourself,
Mhm.
you know?
Yep. Yep.
So
That's
well,
our work.
this has been a delightful conversation on love. Okay, and now we're going to end it with a song. Ready? All you need is love. Do 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 do. All
All
you need
you need is love.
is love. Oh, love is all. We suck at singing in
I think we
unison.
need to practice if we're ever going to do that in public again. I mean, I'm fine alone. I'm sure you're fine alone, but together we're a wreck.
Excuse me? No. Together we have potential to make it exceptional.
Yes,
Always look in the positive.
always
So,
look on the bright side of life.
right? So there we go. Salute. That was Valentine's Kitchen Confidential. And for anybody who's bothered to listen to the whole damn thing, um, we will be doing these every week. So if you have a topic you would like discussed, let us know.
Yes, we need topics
Oh
for the
God, no, you and I could come up with so many damn topics. But I think it'd be
well, we
great.
have so many that we need people to pull some out for us.
Otherwise, we try and put them all together like a trifle.
So excited.
We're both wearing red. Look at that. We
Well,
did
this
so
was
well.
planned. This was planned.
You know,
Yeah.
look at you, sexy thing, going like, oh, it's a bit off the shoulder here, and it's a bit off
Oh, look,
the
you both
shoulder
have
there.
black bras on too.
No, I always wear a vest.
Oh,
This
all
is
right.
cold here, man, and I have no body
And
fat.
see, the reason I've never worn this shirt before is because it has long sleeves, and here I am in Southern California, like,
Oh, and here I am in just two layers going, are we done yet? What to go get my hoodie on?
all right, shall we let this go in a dignified manner?
Okay.
Thank you for joining us at Kitchen Table Confidential. I screwed it up. Let's try that again. I can
Okay.
get rid of it.
It's just,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for joining us at Kitchen Table Confidential.
are we kitchen table or just kitchen confidentials?
Well, Kitchen Confidential is Anthony Bourdain's book.
Oh, okay. Then
And
we're at a
it's a
table.
lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
Anyway,
it is time to go because Fergus is now eating my toes.
that's always a clear indication.